Okay, this is a useful fact. If the sum and difference, if the magnitude of the sum of two vectors and the difference between those two vectors is equal, then the angle when the two vectors are placed tail to tail is 90 degrees. So how do you make sense of that? Well, let's do a little bit more of a diagram here. So let's say we have A and B. And I just reversed it, I know, but here you go. There's A plus B. And if this angle is 90, then the magnitude of A plus B squared, well, it's cosine law. And it ends up just being, um, well, I'll finish writing it out. Right? There we go. If theta is 90 degrees, the cos of 90, of course, is 0. So this whole thing goes to 0, and it's just Pythagorean theorem. Well, what happens if we go the other way? It's A minus B. Well, it's a very similar sort of thing. So it ends up becoming a bit of a check. So now it's negative B, and this resultant is A minus B. So the magnitude of A minus B squared, magnitude of A squared, plus the magnitude of B squared minus 2 magnitude, well, negative B, right? A, negative B. But magnitude, of course, is always just positive. I'll call this gamma. If theta is 90, then gamma is also 90, because 90 plus 90 is 180. And once again, the cos of 90 is 0, so this is 0, and it becomes Pythagorean, and therefore A plus B magnitude is equal to magnitude of A minus B if the angle between A and B vectors is 90. So we'll be using that later in the lesson, but there you go, showing that that's the case. Okay, so if you add and subtract two vectors and their magnitudes are equal, then those two vectors have an angle of 90 degrees between them.